Audi will join F1. After many rumours and speculations, Audi is finally set to make its entry in Formula One, the sport that is attracting more and more attention worldwide. What made it easier for the group to finally decide to be a part of F1? Join us in today's video to find out. The Volkswagen Group owns both Porsche and Audi. Porsche was once part of F1 and is currently part of Formula E. On the other hand, Audi will be making its debut. The decision has been taken after the big increase in the popularity of the sport. The battle between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton in the 2021 championship and the Netflix docu-series Drive to Survive attracted many new fans to the sport. Talking about the popularity of the sport, Volkswagen Group's CEO Herbert Diess said, "Formula One is developing extremely positively worldwide. The marketing that is happening there, plus Netflix, has led to Formula One's following growing significantly in the US as well. These steps have provided a massive push to the sport, making a lot of money for the investors, which is why in an online dialogue, Diess said, 'You just ran out of arguments.' This is true because the 2026 season is a perfect time for the group to enter the sport. The sport has found new audience in the US. The successful completion of the first ever Miami Grand Prix and the addition of Las Vegas to the calendar is good news for the US fans. Also, there are a lot of areas where the sport has not yet entered. For example, the sport has not found a big audience in North America. The president and CEO of Liberty Media, Greg Maffei, pointed it out and said that it was a long-term opportunity to make the sport bigger and bigger with the passage of time. The FIA has introduced some rules and regulations which the VW Group has considered beforehand. The most important rule change will come into effect from the 2026 season. The change is related to the removal of the motor generator unit heat element from the currently installed V6 turbo hybrid engine setup. This element is complex and one of the most expensive parts of the engine. Removing it will make the engines cheaper and less complex, helping the newcomers in the process. This rule change helps the VW Group in a lot of ways. First, the VW Group takes carbon emissions very seriously, and currently F1 Sport has a big carbon footprint. These changes in the engine and the use of synthetic fuels will electrify the engine to a great extent. Carbon footprint will be reduced and the concerns of VW Group will be sidelined. Therefore, if Audi wants to be part of F1, this is close to perfect timing to join the party. As Diess said, "Our two premium brands think that's the right thing to do and are prioritising it." Another change which makes it feasible for Audi to join the sport is the budget cap. The budget cap was introduced from the 2021 season. The cap was $145 million in 2021 and has been reduced to $140 million this season. The FIA is set to reduce it further to $135 million for the next season, along with some inflationary considerations. It helps other teams from the big ones which can spend massive amounts to develop their engine. This has been the case the last decade. It makes the difference between teams so big that the competition becomes one-sided and boring. Now, with the introduction of a budget cap, a level playing field is provided so that the competition can be more interesting. No details have been shared till now about how Audi would join the sport. Many options are available on the table for the group to choose from. It can sign a full-time deal for a constructors and a team. It can be part of an existing team, or it can also end up buying one. It is expected that Audi might purchase McLaren because it has collaborated with them in the past. However, the official statement did not confirm any such deal. It only confirmed the potential joining plans from the 2026 season and said that the decision was currently in the final evaluation phase, discarding any news about buying or collaborating with any team. Although it is not officially confirmed, reports are that Audi is ready to offer more than $550 million to purchase McLaren. As Red Bull and Porsche are very close to make an agreement to collaborate in F1, rumours are that Audi has reached an agreement to buy Alfa Romeo Sauber to enter F1 in 2023-2024. That deal, according to F1 journalist Joe Saward, is worth $450 million. That means that Audi will make a full-time entry in the sport with their own car and team. Joe Stewart elaborated this in his blog that Audi will buy 75% share of the team for $450 million. However, the buying process will not be a one-time deal. It will be done in phases, with Audi acquiring 25% of the share of the team annually over the next 3 years from the 2023 season. Andreas Seidel, the current McLaren team boss, has worked with the Volkswagen Group as he was the head of their WEC program. He reportedly rejected an offer of €650 million to buy McLaren. However, he gave a statement about the rumours of Audi's joining Alfa Romeo Sauber and said Audi and Sauber would be a very good choice for the future, a perfect marriage, which according to him is subject to how much is the Rosing family willing to leave behind. Current team bosses are looking forward to Audi's joining. However, they are not impressed with the delay of the group on an official statement. They are involved in the negotiations for a long time, but are yet to give a green signal and show the details of their joining. This has been a cause of frustration for many teams. For example, Toto Wolff said that they have accommodated all the group's concerns regarding the electrification of the engine. They may have given up the MGU-H unit to accommodate the newcomers, and despite giving assurances that they will give official statements about joining by the end of the year, have failed to do so. This, according to some, is an Audi's tactic to complete their process and finally give a statement about the group's plan to join F1. The same concerns were also shared by the Ferrari team principal, Mattia Binotto, and he said, "We are very positive for Audi and Porsche joining F1 because it is great for F1, great for the manufacturers, and great for the Volkswagen Group to use our business and our racing championship. We have done whatever we could to adapt and make sure they are happy." The upward trajectory of F1 continues in terms of popularity, the addition of more venues, and the introduction of new rules and regulations from the 2026 season, sparking Audi's interest to join the game. Now the investors are eyeing its entry into the sport. The most important thing is that the direction of the sport is towards sustainability, and it will also attract more investors with goals aligned in this direction. As Saward writes, "The new F1 rules in 2026 are exactly what the industry wants as it heads towards sustainability with hyper-efficient engines and synthetic fuels. There may be others that want to jump on the bandwagon as well."